Oh, bless you.
We have several people that came to see us in motor coaches.
Yes, we do.
Yay! Well, thank you all for being here with us. Hey, is there anybody celebrating a big day, you know, like a birthday or
The
anniversary?
Jukebox Theatre in Branson is owned by the youngest Osmond, Jimmy, who's produced shows here for 11 years.
What's your name?
The variety show he hosts runs twice a day.
Now sing us a little song. No, one, two. Let's hear it for Betty. It's her birthday, everybody. Happy birthday, Betty. Thanks for being here.
And in Branson, we get more of the bus motor coach tours, where they're more predominantly older people, and they expect a lot of variety.
It's electrifying.
And so what I've tried to do is put together songs that they all can relate to, from the 60s to the present day, and include magic, comedy, and just produce a very fast-paced variety show. Say yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
The foyer of Jimmy's theatre is a shrine to Osmond memorabilia, not only for the fans, but for the brothers, who come here to remind themselves of what they once were.
In 1969, that was our first gold record. And then it went from
I had the first gold record, thank you very much. It's true.
You had the first 4 gold records.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everyone over in England thinks it was only Long-Haired Lover. Thank you very much.
I'll be your you say.
I just cherish every memory I can get. You know, the old Jimmy dolls, you know, that Mattel made. I used to pull their heads off when I was a kid, but now, you know, it's fun, because I want to give my kids something like that.
The oldest Osmond brother is Alan.
On your mark, get set, go!
He and his wife Suzanne live in Provo, Utah, and have 8 children. He doesn't perform anymore. 16 years ago, he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Back then, they didn't know what it was. And I was playing trumpet, and I could not play my fingers. It was slow. I was tripping. My foot was dropped. I mean, I lost all my musical instruments. Couldn't play with my right side, was gone. And I had to deal with it. Well, I dealt with it. I went home to get better. And I took the profile. I may have MS, but MS does not have me.
Just round the corner from Alan's house are the luxurious mansions that the Osmonds once bought.
Here it is. This is Osmond Lane. Here's the gates. This was the beginning of what the Osmond properties were. There were 9 of us, and there are 9 lots here that we were going to build and be each other's neighbors. Wayne started first down here with his home. I built next to him. Donnie's one was next to me and Marie's, and they sold them. This is where Merrill built, and he always loved pillars. We had a massive racket club, golf club, swimming pools. All that stuff was right there. See, they're tearing it all out.
But things were to change drastically. The Osmonds went from being worth $80 million one day to facing ruin the next, having to sell planes, ranches, and properties.
The brothers, boys, quartet, and we're all tuned up to go. So drive back, enjoy yourselves, and let's get on with the show.
We had a really beautiful blend when we were kids, and that barbershop required that you all blend perfectly.
The Andy Williams Show with Andy's guests, the Osmond Brothers.
My main memory of the Andy Williams Show was, sadly to say, was very, very nervous. I was a nervous young man, and I wanted to please Andy Williams so much. And sometimes things just didn't go very well in rehearsals or even the taping. And when things didn't go that well, I felt guilty. I felt nervous. Everything had to be like perfect. One take Osmonds is what we were known for.
They were like sponges. They would do whatever we needed. If we needed somebody jumping around on pogo sticks, they did it right away. If we got on a Christmas show and we needed ice skating, they would just go out and learn how to ice skate in 3 days. I mean, where they could do figure eights and do things. I mean, they were just fantastically fast. Now, whether they went home and they practiced that night all night long, I don't know.
If one of us did a bad job or one of us made a mistake, it's a reflection on the whole group. If I sang a flat note, it wasn't Donnie made a mistake, the Osmond brothers made a mistake. And that was what was in the back of our minds. Don't let the rest of us down.
You know, when a camera is on in Osmond, historically, we used to shudder because we knew when that little red light went on, we had to be perfect. And when you're 8, 9, 10 years old, having to do that exactly right, it takes its toll.
Donnie had an added pressure because he was the youngest and the last to join the group.
I remember getting hurt real badly about the fact that, well, we were here before, you know. The 4 brothers started this thing and you're just joining. And I thought, hey man, I've been working hard too since I was 5. And it kind of hurt that I always felt a little bit alienated. Also, whenever I'd see myself on the Andy Williams Show or something, I just wasn't as good as the brothers. Because they had been dancing for years, they had been singing for years, and I was just a little bit behind them all the time.
The family was headed by George and Olive, who today live in Utah. While both parents were influential, it was their father who was the main driving force, pushing them forward to be perfect.
I mean, we were like a machine. It was a structured environment. There was no room to think about anything else.
We even had a count-off system. And Father would say, count off. My older brother would say 1. Tom would say 2. Now there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then that meant we were all there.
Their father woke the brothers early every morning by bugle. They would then begin to practice marching and singing. Alan, the oldest, was put in charge. And from the age of 8, his brothers called him number 1.
He built a dormitory. He went down to the Army supply, bought 7 bunk beds, Army bunk beds. He bought 7 footlockers like the military. And he had, our closets were open so you can be inspected. And we had inspections.
When I look back at that routine and the schedule that I kept as a teenager, yes, it was abusive to a certain extent.
He was rough, you bet. He used to believe in spankings. And, you know, if you're out of line, you got spanked for it.
We all have that same emotion, that same nervous feeling of having to measure up to something that can't be measured up to.
It's getting better and better.
With Alan's sons, history's repeating itself.
We'll make it forever. We're staying together.
One night, guess what? They're watching our videos, the Osmond brothers singing. And I noticed they're not just singing the melody. They were picking the parts out. And I said, Suzanne, oh no, here goes again.
We're the Osmond Brothers Boys Quartet, and we're all tuned up.
I had a little music room in the basement and played instruments and everything. They got up an hour earlier than their friends did. They'd go down in that basement and we would march to learn rhythms. We would dance. I put mirrors on the wall so they could see what they looked like. And before you know it, they were really good.
I was very regimented as a kid. Every morning we would get up at 5:45 and go out in our rehearsal hall with these big mirrors, and my dad would hire choreographers and he would teach us our harmony parts and teach us basically, I think, the same routines that he did as a kid because that's what he knew.
Not everyone in the Osmond family had to succumb to the pressures of performing. There are 2 other Osmond brothers, Tom, who's deaf, and Verl, who's also hard of hearing.
What the world doesn't know is that behind the scenes